All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Melina Boyd, and I am part of the Rethinking Schools Task Force here at Marin County Office of Education. We've only got a few of you guys on here right now, so I think what I'm just going to do is kind of go through some of the functionalities of the site-specific plan and then just open it up for questions so you can ask anything that you guys want. We're not going to really go over the waiver application process today. That's going to be released in a couple hours now. But next Monday at 10 o'clock, we will go over the waiver and we can take questions about that. So this is just kind of the functionality of the site-specific plan, which will need to be attached to your waiver application if you are applying for a waiver. All schools should have this anyway. It's just health and safety protocols. It really kind of gets everybody thinking about everything that you have to put in place as far as getting all of your staff and students back on campus once we are allowed to. So I put in the chat box the link to our Rethinking Schools website. You can find all sorts of really great documents here, recordings of our presentations with public health, and all sorts of great information about all of our planning that we've been doing since pretty much mid-March, since this shelter in place started. During this kind of unprecedented time. So if you click on that, on the very front of the page is information about the new updated 30 guidelines and the updated site-specific plan. Right here, you can find a recorded session of Dr. Willis and from Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora. It is really interesting. I highly recommend that you go back and watch this. If you've watched it already, I wouldn't say that, watching again would be a bad thing. But they do go through the updates and the changes that have happened to those 30 guidelines that we'll be using moving forward. Also on here are 3 different kind of forms of the site-specific plan. We've got a lot of feedback about the last fillable form, and it was a little confusing on how to download it. So it would kind of go into Google Docs. So we've kind of amended that. Right here, we have instructions for download. So I'll just kind of click on that really quickly. And so for the Adobe fillable form, it just, you click on download. The Word document, when you click on it now, it automatically downloads. And then I also created a Google Drive document in Sheets. And that would be a really good option for any of the task force that have multiple people that would want to enter information into the document. So this is the information or the instruction page. It links back to all 3 of these documents right here. But I'm going to go back to that the web page here and click from here. So I'm just going to show you guys how the download kind of happens for all 3 of them. Because it is a little bit different. And I also do want to mention that I know a lot of you guys have been working really, really hard on the last version of the site-specific plan. And don't fret, a lot of that information is you're just going to have to kind of rearrange it and do some copy and pasting in order to fill in the new boxes that we added. We took out a lot of boxes as well, so I'll take you through that in a moment. As far as downloading the Adobe is concerned, all you have to do is click on it here. It pulls up a web address, here's the document, and then in the corner right here, it says open in Acrobat. So that'll download it to your computer and you can open it up, and it is a fillable form and you can enter all your information. I know a lot of you guys probably have a tremendous amount of content that you want to get in here because you guys have been working so hard on this. So if you fill up the box and there's a lot more information, feel free to just create another Word document or something like that, and then you can attach it to the back for any other information or supporting documents. So that is the Adobe form. And then the next one is a Word document, and you'll see it's just going to go straight into your download. So all you have to do is click on it, and then it shows up in the corner right here, and then you can just open it in Word. The Word version has text boxes, so you can put all of your information in there. And then the instruction sheet also shows you a little trick for how to fill in the little checkbox, because it's not a live checkbox like it is on the Adobe form. You just kind of have to fill it in with a dark color and it'll appear checked. So that is the Word document. And then the Google Drive document is here. And like I said, this is a really great option if you're working with all of your task force on entering information so that everybody can kind of work at the same time and you can see I see right here, and it'll show up here all of your team members that are in the document at what time. And you can also click on right up here where it says last edit was yesterday. When you click on that, you can see all the changes that each individual person made. So it's a really good way to kind of track everything that you're doing. So on the Google form, I just wanted to show you guys one little thing here. I entered some text in here into the little boxes that say text here after saving, adjust box size to normal. So this is the way that you enter all of the text. So you click on this and you click edit. You type everything in here that you want in the box, and then you click save. A lot of times what'll happen is the box will show up like this, and it'll be a little distorted. All you have to do is take this, put it back, and then you're good to go. If for some reason the formatting gets off and things kind of move down there, don't worry about it. Just make sure that all the good content is in there, and we'll make it work. I do want to make one comment too. If you are applying for a waiver, Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora are going to be looking for a lot of detail for each of the 30 guidelines. So rather than saying, yes, we have a testing plan, it's going to be, this is our testing plan. This is what we plan to do. We plan to do the 50%. And we've been in contact with, a testing site, and we're starting to work on scheduling dates or whatever it may be. But Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora will be looking for information or detailed information about all of these 30 guidelines. So like I had mentioned a little bit before, we took out a couple of pages. So all of those kind of finicky boxes that we had for cleaning and training and all of that kind of stuff, those are gone. So all we have here are the 30 guidelines, and each of the 30 guidelines has one text box to put your information in. And again, if you have more information that needs to go in there, you can attach something to the back to make sure that you get that all in there. And then I did want to show you too, through Marin Recovers, they have kind of a business version of this plan, and they ask that all of the pages are posted on your office or on the window or something like that. That can get really kind of, it can be a lot if you have like a 12 or 13 page document. So what we did is we created a little certificate here. So all you have to do when you're done with your plan is fill out the certificate and put just the certificate on your main office window with information on where you can find the full site-specific plan for anybody to go view your protocols and all the planning that you've done. And hopefully, a lot of this site-specific plan, it really is very helpful with kind of planning with your stakeholders and making sure that everybody has kind of a say in what you're doing and is aware of all the protocols put in place. So you can see kind of at the top here, two of the main things are, establishing your task force, which should have, somebody from all stakeholder kind of categories involved, and then also making sure that you do a school site walkthrough with your task force and going through all the classrooms in your outdoor space and kind of figuring out what that's going to look like when, we're off the watch list and we're ready to get those students back in school. So I think now I'll kind of open it up for questions. Actually, just two updates. So the waiver application form is going to be coming out shortly, as well as the transportation guidelines and information on substitutes. So we have a lot of these things that we're finalizing with public health right now, and we'll have those documents ready to go and up on our website very, very soon. I think we're also going to be emailing it out to all the school leadership as well. We are going to be starting to take applications for waivers coming up probably, as soon as that application is out, and it has a special web address. It's waiver application something at marinschools.org, where you will send your application. So on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're going to also have this technical assistance, but we'll be able to dig a little bit deeper into the waiver process. So that'll be at 10 o'clock, and you can use the same link that you're using right now. So I just talked really fast and went through a lot of stuff. So I just wanted to open it up really quick to see if anybody has any questions. Feel free to unmute yourself or put something in the chat box. Anybody? Okay, well, since we're on here, I'll just kind of, I also wanted to show you maybe some of the trainings and webinars. If you go to our trainings and webinars page on here, there's all sorts of other technical assistance Q&A sessions that would be great to check out, as well as all of our public health. If you go to the public health page as well, we've got all sorts of really great recordings, including the one from Wednesday with Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora. Okay, so we do have a question. So can you please confirm that the waiver can be submitted at any point once we have it ready, or does it have to be submitted on particular dates? So basically, I believe the way that it's going to work is we're going to review what we have on Wednesday at 5 o'clock for that week. So we're going to kind of like cut it off, and then we'll do a weekly kind of check of all of the applications. So it'll kind of go through us. We'll make sure that it's complete, like, make sure the site-specific plan is on there and you have all your liaison contacts or whatever it may be, and then all the additional information that's going to be on the waiver application. We'll just make sure that it's complete. If not, we'll let you know so that you can get that stuff back to us, and then we'll give it to public health, and they will actually do the full, looking through the full site-specific plan and making their decisions. Once they make the decisions, then Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora actually sends it to the state for approval from there. So all of that information will be also in the application form, but I believe, Dr. Willis went over that a little bit in that recorded session from Wednesday as well. Does that answer your question, Sarah? Oh, the dates for the liaison training, we have not set that yet, but we literally talked about it this morning. So it is on our docket. I'm thinking that it might be. Okay, so we're going to be doing one the week of August 24th, and then we'll probably do another one the following week as well, so that we can get everybody in there and trained with Dr. Santora. Okay, let's see. So actually, the waivers are only for K6. So it is not for, it's for K-8 schools, but it would only be grades K through 6. One of the good things about that would be, like, if a middle school did apply, to only have a third of their students on campus, so they can kind of figure out how the flow is going and all that stuff. But 7th and 8th grades are not available for the waiver, or eligible for the waiver. No problem. And you guys, if you guys have any questions that come up during the day or anything like that, I know we've got the weekend coming up here before we have our next technical assistance at 10 o'clock on Monday. You can email rapidresponse@maroonschools.org, and we'll get right back to you with any kind of information that you're looking for. Okay, another question for independent schools. Do you know when we might receive information resources on testing vendors? I am not sure on that. I believe, hey Mike, is public health helping out with the testing vendors, like names of vendors? Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So if you actually go to the public health website, the Marin Health and Human Services, they have a list of vendors with all of the information on there. So you can start looking into those and kind of contacting them and seeing what works for your school. No problem. Okay, well, if there's no more questions, this was kind of a quick one here. We only had, 5 of you guys on, so I'll just kind of wait on here for another couple minutes if you guys have any other questions. But other than that, this will be recorded. The one that we did yesterday is up on the website, or will be up on the website soon if it's not right now. And we'll have all of these recordings up there. And again, I just wanted to say that, going back and watching that Dr. Willis and Dr. Santora recording, I think would be really good, because it kind of has like the science behind some of the changes that we made to the 30-point plan. And again, rapid response at marineschools.org if you have any other questions. But other than that, I think that we can go ahead and let you guys get back to getting ready for school start. Thank you very much.